Roswell, New Mexico, July 1947. An unidentified object is witnessed streaking across the night sky, then crashes in the desert north of town near the Roswell Army Airfield. Rancher Mac Brazel hears the impact and investigates the next morning.
Mac Brazel is the first to find the debris field, and it's an impressive debris field. Pieces of objects and things everywhere. And Brazel reports it to the local Roswell sheriff, a man named George Wilcox. And Wilcox sends some deputies out there, and the case just gets crazier from there. Roswell Army Airfield sends people out to investigate it. The next thing you know, the press release goes out, Army captures flying disc.
Shortly after the US Air Force said we've recovered a flying disc, they reversed their position and said it was just a weather balloon.
The Roswell incident has become the most notorious alleged cover-up of a UFO crash and retrieval in US history. And at the center of it all is whistleblower Jesse Marcel.
My grandfather, Major Jesse Marcel, back in July of 1947, was the head of intelligence for the 509th Bombing Group. I was heavily involved in our atomic program to end the Second World War, and pretty well versed in the latest technologies, aircraft, what have you at the time. Major Jesse Marcel was really the lead investigator into what has become known as the Roswell incident.
On July 7th, Major Marcel was dispatched from Roswell Army Airfield to examine the mysterious debris. According to his grandson, Marcel was so astounded by what he saw that he took the debris home with him.
He went and woke up his son, my father, who was about 12 years old at the time, and his wife, Vio, and said, "You guys got to come take a look at this." He couldn't make heads or tails or any sense out of what he was looking at.
Even stranger, while examining the wreckage, Marcel's family discovered several mysterious markings.
One of the things I noticed is it almost had no weight to it. And my father picked up what was a beam, about 11, 12 inches long, and all of a sudden these symbols appeared. And he really came to the idea that whatever this was, it was not made by human hands.
The next morning, Major Marcel was summoned to the Fort Worth Army Airfield in Texas. There, he was given strict orders not to reveal the truth about the Roswell crash. And for 3 decades, he didn't. But in February of 1978, Marcel finally broke his silence.
My grandfather was a ham radio operator, loved to talk. He was talking on ham radio, and somebody recognized his name as being part of the airbase. And he talked a little bit about Roswell. And soon enough, a gentleman by the name of Stanton Friedman heard of it and interviewed my grandfather about it. And that was really when it broke out.
Stanton Friedman was an American-Canadian nuclear physicist who began scientifically investigating UFOs in the 1960s due to his curiosity about what happened at Roswell. When he learned that Jesse Marcel was ready to reveal the truth, he went to visit him at his home in southern Louisiana.
Major Marcel told me, I was the first to talk to him, that what they were trying to keep under wrap was actual wreckage of a flying saucer. General Roger Ramey, head of the 8th Air Force, covered it up very straightforwardly.
Roger Ramey came to Roswell and said, bring all the UFO material to Fort Worth, 8th Air Force headquarters, and we'll disclose the truth. But Major Jesse Marcel goes to Fort Worth, and they bring out a weather balloon. And they make Jesse Marcel a radar-trained intelligence officer stand in front of a weather balloon and admit that he was confused.
Everybody was familiar with weather balloons. The notion that Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer for the 509, couldn't recognize a weather balloon is ridiculous.
According to Friedman, in order to ensure that the truth about Roswell remained hidden from the public, the military not only had to stage the famous weather balloon photo, but also make sure that Marcel and others who knew the real story towed the line.